It started with a scream that didn't sound human. The sound sliced through the forest like a blade echoing off the wet trees. Jack froze mid-step, his flashlight trembling in his hand. He turned to where Alan had gone, the trail vanishing into thick fog. "Alan?" Jack called, his voice cracking. No answer, just the sound of rain dripping through the leaves. Jack swallowed hard and looked back toward the tent. Mark was standing just outside, flashlight in hand. "You heard that?" Jack asked. Mark nodded slowly. That wasn't Alan. The two men stared into the trees. The forest seemed alive, whispering, breathing. "Maybe he slipped," Jack said, stepping forward. "Then why'd he scream like that?" Mark's voice was shaking. Jack didn't answer. He pointed his flashlight into the fog. "Stay close." They moved down the trail, mud sucking at their boots. Branches creaked overhead, and somewhere a distant knock, like wood on wood. Mark whispered, "He's messing with us." Jack shook his head. "Alan doesn't joke like that." The fog grew thicker. Visibility dropped to a few feet. Then a sound. A low, wet dragging. "Alan?" Jack called again, louder this time. No answer, just the dragging sound, closer now. Jack lifted his flashlight. A shape moved in the fog. It stumbled forward, human-shaped, but wrong. Its limbs were too long, its steps uneven. Mark grabbed Jack's sleeve. "Jack, what the hell is that?" The shape stopped. The two flashlights trembled as the figure lifted its head. For a second, just a flash, they saw Alan's face. But his eyes were black. His mouth opened too wide. Then the scream again, closer, louder. Mark stumbled back. "That's not him, that's not him." The figure twitched, then bolted into the dark. Jack froze, his breath coming fast. "Come on!" Mark grabbed his arm. "We're going back." They turned and ran, slipping through mud, branches whipping their faces. The campsite came into view, but something was wrong. The tent was ripped open, their gear scattered, and on the ground, muddy footprints. Too many. Jack's stomach turned. "Someone else is here." Mark pointed toward the forest. Or something. Cold wind swept through the clearing, carrying a faint whisper. It almost sounded like Alan's voice. "Jack," it said. Mark's eyes widened. No, we're leaving. Now." Jack shook his head, staring into the fog. The whisper came again, closer this time. "Help me." Jack stepped forward. "Alan." "Jack, don't," Mark warned. But Jack was already walking toward the sound. Jack followed the sound into the woods, his boots sinking into the wet earth. The fog swallowed him whole, thick and heavy. "Alan?" he called again, his voice shaking. The whisper answered, softer now. "Jack, this way." He turned his flashlight toward the voice. The beam barely pierced the mist. The trees seemed closer here, tall, wet, leaning in like eavesdroppers. "Alan, are you hurt?" No reply, just a faint hum, like something breathing beneath the earth. Then a shape ahead, still, waiting. "Alan?" Jack whispered. The figure twitched, and a strange sound filled the air, half sob, half growl. Jack stepped closer, light shaking in his hand. Then he saw it. Alan, or what used to be Alan, crouched in the mud, his body trembling. His face was turned away, hair plastered to his skin. "Alan," Jack said softly. "It's me." The body jerked. Slowly, Alan turned his head. Too far, bones cracking. Jack stumbled back, heart hammering. Alan's face was wrong. The skin was pale and stretched, his mouth frozen in a scream that never ended, and his eyes black pits moving. Something inside them moved. "Jack," the thing croaked. "You left me." Jack stumbled backward, tripping on a root. Alan's body twitched again and then crawled toward him. Its limbs bent the wrong way, joints cracking with every move. Jack screamed and scrambled to his feet, running through the fog. Branches tore at his clothes, rain stung his eyes. Behind him, a wet dragging sound, faster, closer. He burst through the trees into the clearing, but Mark was gone. "Mark," Jack shouted. Only the whisper answered. "Run," it said. Jack spun around. Something was standing just beyond the trees. It wasn't Alan. It wasn't human. Its body shimmered, like smoke trapped in a human shape. Dozens of faces shifted within it, screaming, crying, whispering. Jack backed away slowly. "What do you want?" he whispered. The voices inside it answered as one. "You stay." The thing surged forward, faster than sound. Jack fell backward, landing hard on the wet ground. The fog swallowed everything, the trees, the light, the world. Then silence. When Jack woke, it was morning. The sun cut through thin mist, birds chirped in the distance. The campsite was empty. No tent, no Mark, no Alan. Just mud and silence. Jack stumbled to his feet, looking around in disbelief. Everything was gone, even their tracks. "Hello?" he shouted. The forest was calm now, almost peaceful. But when Jack turned to leave, something caught his eye. On a nearby tree, carved deep into the bark, 3 names: Jack, Alan, Mark, and beneath them, fresh and wet, a 4th: "Stay." Jack's flashlight flickered, even though it was off. From somewhere deep in the woods, a whisper, "Jack." He turned. There was no one there, but the trees were closer now, watching, listening, waiting. Jack survived, but never really left the woods.